I've tried making this message over and over again, and maybe this time I'll throw it to you out of concern for you, because I don't think any of you can sympathize really with my problem. Maybe a handful, but not enough to say I want to stand by your side and boycott station casinos, or call some of the people, or put out there that it's not right that, right or wrong, a non-union employee can have supervisors pulling on him, human resources forcing him to deal dice in agony against a doctor's note saying that he shouldn't deal it. There's one little Nazi who keeps making it his job in life to put "nobody cares." Well, maybe you're right. And what you all care about is kind of funny, because I tend to believe Trump will get reelected. You know, at first I thought him and Hillary could be equally bad or equally good, but now we've seen him offend an Asian woman, the country of China, and tell us to use Lysol. And, oh yeah, people will complain about that, but I bet most of them will vote for him again, which shows how cold-hearted people can be, even while they're saying Trump's a nut, or this person's wrong and that person's wrong. And more than the station casinos, I blame many of you. Because if I was a nurse ratting out a doctor for giving out bad medicines and making profit, I'd be a hero. But as a non-union person, the lawyers don't care that I've been physically assaulted at work. I don't matter. A whistleblower has to fit a certain persona, and I don't. So you can all go to hell for judging me on that. Now, I'm going to say one or two things that takes a lot of guts to say. For example, I've lived in Wheeling, West Virginia, and I consider it the most racist place I ever saw. I will acknowledge that there are some good people, white and black, very respectable, but they throw around the N-word. And then I come back to Vegas and I find just the opposite, and worse. Bottles, rocks being thrown at me because I'm white, by people who don't even know me. And it doesn't matter, you can't blame it on Trump. It would happen if Obama was back in presidency. And not to focus solely on black versus white, but my stomach gets turned when a black person says, hey, they could do that. It's a right to work state. It's a right to trespass state. Well, how would you feel about 167 years ago? Would you go around saying, oh, it's okay for them to be vicious and cruel because it's a slave state? The only difference is that a right to work state is they can't physically beat on you. They could take your paycheck, your way of living, food out of your mouth, and all of a sudden the victim can be black, white, male, female. So I've stood up for people I don't even like. And maybe it takes a lot of gall for me to say it, but I think I'm a lot better than a lot of you people out there listening to me, because you've criticized me. You've stood to the sidelines. You've looked the other way. And when you say, I don't want to get involved, well, by saying nothing, you are getting involved. You're taking sides. And you're protecting yourselves. Maybe my point ain't getting across and you'll criticize me, and at this point I really don't care anymore. I spent 35 years working in non-union jobs where you get treated like garbage and fired if you stick up for the guy next to you. But I will tell you one thing that I'm very proud of. Soon after 9/11, when we were all saying, united we stand, a dozen people watched as a security guard beat a man for no reason. I'm not going against security guards, just one example. I was the only one who made a report. It might have been the reason he ended up going to the hospital instead of jail. And it turns my stomach that I'm both blessed and cursed to be 1 out of 12. And when you see the responses I get to this video, or no responses, or negative responses, that's going to be a bigger number. You won't find 1 out of 12 people saying, I'll stand by your side. I'll make a phone call to your people about how you were harassed out of a job and bullied. You just get people criticize me and make up what they can, and a bunch of people saying nobody cares. Well, you're right, nobody cares, because it didn't happen to them, and I'm not your brother or your friend, so it's okay to harass a non-union guy who's got the guts to take the chance in stepping in front of a camera and saying these things.